In 1978, three scientists from USA conducted a study that would forever change the way we think about happiness. The study was based around one simple question: do life-changing events, both good and bad, truly affect how happy we are? They looked at two different groups: people who had recently won the lottery and individuals who had become either paralyzed or amputated due to accidents. What they found was surprising. Lottery winners, despite suddenly having enormous wealth, reported high happiness at first, but within a year, their joy had leveled out. The second group, the group of amputees, after the initial shock and devastation, also gradually returned to nearly the same level of happiness they had before their accidents. Both groups ended up surprisingly close to the same baseline of happiness. This theory is known as the adaptation level theory, or more commonly known as hedonic adaptation. The idea that no matter what happens to us, our happiness eventually returns to a set point. Hedonic adaptation will fool us into believing that chasing more is the same as chasing happiness. The idea is pretty simple. If you were to get a brand new PS5 with unlimited storage, with all the games that you could possibly get, you would get a sudden euphoria, but in 3 to 6 months, the happiness would fade away and you couldn't care less about whether you have it or not. It would just be a piece of box that collects dust. This is also the same reason games constantly update themselves with new challenges, skins, or levels so that hedonic adaptation will not take over you and you will keep getting that spike of happiness with every new event. The idea that a person remains at a relatively stable level of happiness no matter what major positive or negative change happens in their life. Good things, bad things, eventually they all become our new normal. Hedonic adaptation isn't necessarily good or bad. No matter what happens, our happiness eventually returns to a baseline. The bright side is it works for both ways. If you get a pay cut, go through a breakup, or face any other negative event, our happiness will also recover. Life hurts at first, but months later, we feel normal again. That is why people say time is the best medicine, because it literally is. So, what should we take from this theory of relative happiness? If something good happens, like a raise or a bonus, or yes, even a lottery, spend the gains wisely. Spread them out over time, and when bad things happen, remember that even the worst trauma tends to lose its sting after a few months. Life has a way of leveling us out, whether we like it or not. Things like grief, anxiety, or anger don't improve with money or status beyond a point. Our minds are wired to seeking stability, to return to equilibrium. The good or the bad will always eventually feel normal. That's the defense our brain builds to keep us from being emotionally overwhelmed. Studies show that temporarily giving up something pleasurable can ironically make life feel richer, more meaningful, and more satisfying. Most of us already have enough. If you're reading this on a phone or a computer, congratulations, you've already won the lottery of basic human need. Your brain just wants to trick you into wanting more. And yes, this hedonic adaptation applies to marriage, kids, and every once in a lifetime event. Even the sparks from the happiest moments fade, leaving you back where you started. So when something good or bad happens, don't get lost. Enjoy the moment and then move on.